Good evening, Twitch. Good evening, Twitch. Good evening, Twitch. How we all doing? And we do have good sound. Okay, good evening on this 12.14.2022. Current time is 6:52 in the evening, folks. Evening. I know it looks dark out there. This, you might be thinking, geez, is this a recording or? No, this is Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Twitch, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter. And we are here for week 15 football picks. Yes, there it is. Football picks, week 15, folks. And good to be here. It's been I'm just glad I'm not doing that audio thing back in November and stuff, because it'd be an extra step here. I'd be dog tired. I am dog tired right now. I did a lot of stuff at the day job today, where I'll probably be going to bed right after this. It's only 5 minutes to 7 in the evening. No, I'm got things set here. I got the pick sheet here. We're going to be going over the last week picks. A little surprising there as far as the outcome there between Tony D, Ted Hicks, and Tina DeRose there down in the and CBS and myself. Those were the players for week 14. Program note, just a note, I will not be broadcasting Friday for the morning coffee. I said something this morning on the Wednesday coffee. We got a snowstorm coming in, and there's some other things going on that day that I just assume not broadcast. So, but we will be broadcasting in some capacity this Saturday, going into the weekend as far as that goes. I will be doing the Anchor Morning Audio tomorrow. But I just wanted to make a program note for those people that are watching this on the replay that I decided I will not be broadcasting on Friday morning. We have a storm coming in. That's one thing, but the main thing is it's 2 years ago this Friday that our Max, he's our canine member of the family, that passed away, and I just don't feel up to. Just going to give it a break. Take a day break. I took a day break actually I took a couple weeks there from the audio. I think I could take a day, but just wanted to, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Just going to kick back and sort of reflect on a member of our family that was very dear and to us, and we loved Max very much, and so it just sort of. I just won't feel right as far as that goes. So I'm going to just take a break from it. And it's always good to take breaks. It's always really good to take breaks as far as that goes. So, but we are here for the football picks. And we finished week 14. We got this week, though, we have Thursday night football tomorrow. We've got 3 games Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. So move that. Yeah, we got 3 games Saturday, or 2 games. Nope, 3 games Saturday. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we got 16 games this week. Everybody's playing, I guess. Everybody's done with their bye week, I guess. But this is week 15. Last week, very interesting. A lot of quarterbacks got knocked out last week there for week 14. And did we have an upset? Yeah, we did have a couple upsets. The 2 upsets I picked didn't happen, but the one upset, the Jaguars over the Titans, that was a big upset. 36-22, the Jaguars pull one out. And I think they're still in the hunt for a wild card, maybe. So that's what's going to happen between week 15, 16, 17, and let's see. Yeah, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 4 more weeks of football left, okay? These next 4 games are going to determine people that are sitting on the fence or else losing their number one pick, um, as far as number one seed, I guess. Right now, Buffalo has the number one seed in the AFC. I think Philly clinched a they just clinched it. Uh, they're the number one seed in the NFC. So as of right now, both those championships go through those two cities. Buffalo, Philly has it locked, I think. Buffalo, on the other hand, if they lose, and Kansas City. Hey, Jeeves, hello. I was going to say good morning. It's evening time. Hello, Jeeves. Mr. Twix coming in from Vancouver. Glad to have you here, Jeeves. Just going to do the football picks. Only going to stay on for about 30 minutes. And just coming on, I mentioned just before, I will not be broadcasting Friday morning. I'm taking a day off that day. We've got a pending snowstorm coming in tomorrow afternoon, and it's going to continue into Friday morning. But the main reason I'm taking it off, it's been 2 years since our Max, he's the canine member of our family, he passed away 2 years ago. So I felt to be respectful just to take the day off as far as that goes. Everything's all right, so just that I won't be broadcasting. Actually, I won't be tweeting or anything like that on social media for that day. But I will be back on Saturday, okay? I've got a radio show that I'm putting together over there on Mixcloud. I want to get back into doing Mixcloud. I have a new channel page because of the setups they got going on over there. I think you can only, if you use the free service, you can only display 10 shows, 10 broadcasts. And then if you want to show any more, you got to take one or two or three or four of those shows and put them in a draft state. My original Mixcloud channel, I have 212 episodes. I'm not putting all those in a draft state because I want to listen to those. I want other people to listen to those. So my next best thing was to make I already had the page. I just had to resurrect it as far as that goes. And live stream question. Oh, that's Mike. Okay, Mike. Who's that? Michael Fayer Jr. live streaming over there on YouTube. He's the guy that he knows a lot about OBS, and I am on OBS as far as that goes. But we're into the football picks. So some other note. Well, the Giants, they lost. The Jets lost, but the Bills did win. And the big game last week. Where is that? The Dallas Cowboys almost lost to the Texans. The Texans, they decided to play. What was the big win? Ravens beat the Steelers. The Rams last Thursday night beat the Raiders. That was an upset, I guess. The Raiders were supposed to win that. Rams won that. Vikings lost to the Lions. Lions, they could make the playoffs. And that was an upset, I think. Yeah, that was an upset as far as Vikings losing. I picked the Vikings. Bengals, they beat the Browns. Bills beat the Jets. Cowboys beat the Texans. The Giants lost to the Eagles, 48-22. Those freaking Eagles are monstrous. Of course, the Jaguars beat the Titans, and Tina picked them. Tina was the only one that picked them. Chiefs beat the Broncos. Seahawks lost to the Panthers. That was an upset, I guess you could say. The 49ers were beaten by the Buccaneers. 49ers are the real deal. They're going to the playoffs, I think. Chargers beat the Dolphins. And then on Monday night, it was the Patriots that beat the Cardinals. And the Cardinals quarterback is out. So what does that put it at as far as the overall for the week 14? Okay, I ended up getting 6 wins, 7 losses, and Tony tied with 6 wins, 7 losses. So did Tina, 6 wins, 7 losses on the picks here. The winner then was Ted, 8 wins and 5 losses. No, wait, hold that moment. No, you would think 8 wins, 7 losses. CBS comes in with 11 wins, 2 losses, because there's only 13 games last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So CBS won overall. They won big time. What did they do the week before? Let's see. What did they do the week 4? What did they do? It would be week 13. What did they do? Oh, they did 11-3. So 11-2, and then they were 11-5. Ooh, they're doing pretty good here the last couple of weeks. 12-2. Wow. 7-7. They busted 500. 9-4. So they're coming on here these last couple of weeks. 11-4. 7-7. I'm gonna have to add these up. I gotta sit down and add all these up as far as that goes. So CBS seems to be the winner as far as that goes. And did they win overall last week? I don't think they did. Yeah, they did. And the week prior to that, it was Tony that won, 13-3. That was for week 12. Now the CBS picks is CBS sports writer, senior writer Pete Presco, Pete Presco, and that's not a bad page. CBS Sports there for football. So those were last week games as far as that goes, and a lot of good football, a lot of injuries. I mean, the Jets quarterback White, he went out. He got just belted. Where they took him into the locker room, and then about 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, he comes out onto the field again, and he takes over. He plays. The hit he got, I thought he had to have broken some ribs. Serious. It just like he just keeled over like a wet dowel. You know, as far as when the defensive player hit him, as far as that goes. Okay, now we go to week 15. Here they are, right here. There it is, as far as that goes. See that? Let's see. Let me get this in the shot, and that's sitting at 1440. Let me put that down. That's our snapshot, 1440. Okay, now we got the Thursday night picks for tomorrow night from myself, Ted, Tina, and Tony. And just to say, Tony's taking the 49ers. Myself, Ted, and Tina are taking the Seahawks again. I think, and that's the only reason Seahawks are playing at home, and every time I watch them, I don't think I'll be watching this game, but well, yeah, this is tomorrow night, Thursday night. I'll be watching some of it on Twitch right here because Amazon. And who's this? First time chatter, Tomir Games. Hi, how you doing? We're just going over some football picks. I'm making my football picks for week 15. Okay, so the Saturday games, we have the Colts against the Vikings. Vikings disappointed me last week, so I'm going to go ahead and pick Colts. They're playing okay. Did they win, or they were on a bye last week, I believe? I think they were on a bye. I'm not sure what their record is. I'm still taking the Vikings. I like the Vikings. They're at home, and I think they're going to bounce back with a win. So we're going to take the Vikings there. Ravens and Browns. That's a big game. This is in Cleveland. And, oh my God, I want to take the Ravens, but my gut tells me to take the Browns, so I'm going to take the Browns. Browns over the Ravens. Picking all the home teams. The next one, Dolphins playing in Buffalo against the Bills. Well, I got to take the New York teams. What do you think? Who's going to win the World Cup? I'm not paying any attention to the World Cup, Tom. I haven't watched. I'm not sure who won, who's losing. I'm not paying any attention to the World Cup. The U.S. is out of it, It's a non-sport that I'm watching. I guess if I see something in the news about it, I do know that there's a prominent reporter that passed away, and everybody is you know remembering him. I know that that's the biggest news that I know that's coming out of the World Cup. Who's winning? Who's losing? Sorry to say, I don't really care. Final is Argentina. Oh, okay, that's the final. Okay, thank you for providing Argentina versus France. You know who I want to take? I'm going to take Argentina. Who do you think's going to take, Tommy? Tom Games. Who do you think's going to take the final? Argentina. I'm going to pick Argentina. That's who. I'm just going to throw it out there. Argentina. I'm going to pick my hemisphere, even though it's down in Argentina's down there in South America. I hope Argentina because Messi. Okay, is he a player? I take it he's a player. Yeah. If it's a North American or South American countries against Europe, I'm always going to take the North American, South American countries over Europe. Okay, so go Argentina. Oh, best soccer player. Okay, see, I don't follow soccer there where I would know that. This is American football. Okay, this is the one that it's really prominent. Soccer, football, the real football, I guess you could say. I have to say that because it is. It's a big sport here in the United States. The U.S. team, I guess they're still young, they're still new, a fresh team. But the World Cup, I don't really follow. I don't really follow a lot of soccer. So, but knowing that those are the two teams play, I hope go Argentina. And now that you say that, I'll probably be looking for it now on the TV as far as that goes. Let's see. Our next, so I'm taking the Bills over the Dolphins, Buffalo Bills, and that's a home team. I have to take the New York team. I live here in New York State. Tom, are you from Argentina? As far as that goes, Tom, where are you at in this on this blue marble that we live in? If U.S. wants a chance, they have to change the league. Yeah. Oh, you're from Germany. Okay. Yeah, I've been through Germany. I used to be in the military. I used to be in the United States Air Force. So I visited. Where did I visit up? I visited Worms, Germany, or Augsburg, Germany, and a nice zoo in Augsburg. My sister was stationed up there in the army. I was down in Italy at the time. That's a long time ago. Okay, our next game. So our Saturday games, I'm going to take the Vikings over the Colts, the Browns over the Ravens, and the Bills over the Dolphins. So Germany, you're right now. It's 1, 2, 3. It's about midnight over there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's what 1 o'clock in the morning. I think it's a 6-hour difference, 5 or 6 hour difference there in Germany. And let's see, my cousin is in the German army. They currently have a lot of samples because of danger from Russia. Oh, okay. Training. Yeah. I'm sort of keeping up with that. Don't really want to get into discussion. This is about football, okay? Let's see. The Eagles over the Bears. I am going to take the Eagles because I almost want to say the Eagles are going to probably win it all. For American football there, Tom, we're in week 15 of 18. So these next 4 games are going to determine who goes to the playoffs as far as that goes. The Lions over the Jets. Well, I'd like to take the Lions, but the Jets are a New York team, so I have to pick the Jets. So there we go. We got the Jets. Steelers are going to play against the Panthers. I'm picking the Panthers. They won last week. That was an upset. The Panthers beat the Seahawks, so I think the Panthers can beat the Steelers, and they're at home there. Chiefs and the Texans, Kansas City Chiefs. I heard about the NFL match in Munich. Oh, they had a football game there. I forget who played it. but it was the first time they played NFL football, and it went over real well. They had it on the TV here. We actually, when it played over there in Germany, it was Sunday morning here. I watched it at 9 o'clock on the TV back there. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs over the Titans, and then we're into the Sunday games now. The next Sunday game is going to be Falcons and Saints. God, I don't know about that one. I do not know about that one. I'm going to pick the Saints. Their home team. I'll play safe. I'll pick the Saints. The next game is going to be the Dallas Cowboys against Carolina Jaguars. Or no, it's not the Carolina. They're Jaguars in Florida. I'm picking the Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. Let's see. There were 5 million ticket requests, so you can play more games here. There were 5 million tickets. There were that many requests for the stadium was packed. I saw that on the TV, so there was that many requests. I can guarantee you they're going to probably be playing some more games. They played 2 games in London. I would not be surprised that they add another game next season, as far as that goes. And it seemed like the people enjoyed it, as far as that goes. Let's see. Cardinals over the Broncos. Those are 2 do-nothing teams. Cardinals lost their quarterback. So this is my pity pick. I'm gonna pick the Broncos. Broncos don't have Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is a good quarterback, as far as that goes. The next game, it's a Sunday afternoon game, late afternoon. Patriots and Raiders. I'm gonna pick the Raiders. No, actually, I want to pick the Patriots, maybe. No, I'm going to pick the Raiders. I'm going to be daring. I'm going to pick the Raiders. I'm picking a lot of home teams, I think, right now. Let's see. What is the difference between American football and rugby? Rugby, they don't wear any protective gear. American football, they better wear protective gear because the way they hit. See, I think there's a lot of hitting. The hits that are in the NFL, you can't necessarily do in rugby. I've watched a little bit of rugby. Rugby is a pretty exciting sport. That's I almost find that more exciting than soccer. But it's the scoring. It's a little bit different, and I don't follow it that much either. But I have watched some rugby, and rugby is very interesting. Where they get the scrimmage or whatever they call that. Where they get in the football, and soccer. Yes, very true. Soccer is very tactical, and because they don't have. I don't think they have as many design set plays, but all the players know what the other player's thinking, though. That's for sure. But I would definitely agree with that. Soccer is a tactical sport as far as that goes. Oh, the field is big. Yes, that's for sure. Even on TV, it looks big and stuff. So, but I think that's why here in the United States, a lot of it just goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and there's some exciting moments when they get to the goal, where rugby and American NFL football, there's a lot of hitting, and that could be tactical too, I guess, in a sense. It's just especially if you got a good running game. I like the running game, but there's a lot of passing in the NFL football. Where rugby, it is a running sport, and that's probably, I would say it's they're all 3 of them are very interesting sports. But I was raised on American football. I think when I was younger, I didn't really pay any attention to soccer. Soccer was not really that much of a sport. Now it is a sport. It's a premier sport here. There's leagues. Rugby, I don't think there's probably rugby being played somewhere in the United States, but it's not as, let's just say soccer is more prominent than rugby. Let's see. My next pick is between the Titans and Chargers. I'm going to pick the Titans. I'm going to go with the Tennessee team. Let's see. And let's see. A soccer player runs 10 to 15 kilometers per game. Let's see. 10 kilometers is 6 miles. Or 7 to 10 miles. Yeah. I would agree with that. As big as that field is, up and down, up and down. Let's see. Our next game is the Bengals and Buccaneers. God, I don't want to play. I got to pick the Bengals. Bengals are the better team. Tom Brady is quarterback for the Buccaneers, and he got a little feisty there this last Sunday. Okay, our Sunday night game is the New York Giants against the Commanders, the Washington team. And I have to pick New York. They're New York Giants. They're a New York team. And that's one of the things I said at the beginning of the season. I live here in New York. I got to pick the New York teams no matter what. I like the New York teams, though. I always root for them to win. And our last game, which is Monday night, the Rams and Packers. And that's in... I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to say I'm going to pick the Packers. So there's my picks. Made my picks right there. We do have Tony D who'll be watching this. You can go ahead and put your picks there, Tony, in the comments. The same with Ted Hicks, as well as Tina, as far as it goes. And if Brian is watching this, he's a guy I know who's down there in Texas. He can put his picks. Of course, Sunday. Hang on for a minute. Let me get his card here. Tony D is an individual that he does the Sunday. I go on his broadcast Sunday morning. Would you like it if there were promotions and regulations? I don't know what you mean by promotions and regulations. There's rules in the NFL. Would you like it if there were promotions and regulations in the NFL? I don't know what you mean by regulations, rules. There are rules. There's. I think every sport has a set of rules. There are rules, and sometimes the penalties. You think, well, the refs. It's more or less objective, as far as that goes. See, 23. Oh, his birthday's okay. But promotions, I don't know what you mean by promotions, Tom. I'm not understanding that last comment. I think regulations, you mean rules, and there are rules. There are rules that they do follow. Tony D, this is a fellow broadcaster here on Twitch. He does a Sunday morning football for fantasy football. He has a fantasy football league, and he graciously lets me come in there to talk football. And he does that just before, I would say anywhere about 10:30, 11 o'clock Eastern time. He's located down in Georgia. And Tony D is a good broadcaster, fellow veteran as far as that goes, and an all-around good guy. And so he has taken part on the picks, and I will add them to this week's this week's picks as far as the football picks. So let's see. Going over my picks then for let's see. If there were a second division under the NFL, and at the end of each season the worst team in the NFL are replaced with the best teams in the NFL too. So if a team is too bad in this, they get kicked out of. No, they will. That will never happen. That couldn't happen. I don't know if I would agree with that. You got the teams that we have. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 30. There's 32 teams, Tom, okay, in the NFL. Each one of those teams are privately owned, okay? For to do what you that I think that wouldn't work for the NFL. It wouldn't go over very well. Because There is a second football league, though. There is another football league. What the hell is that called? It's starting up. It's the World Football League. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can find it here. That's going to start up here after the NFL, the USFL. That's what it's called, the USFL. USFL. And actually, the USFL, Tom, is sort of above college football here, but below the NFL. Their players, yeah, the USFL. The U.S. is the only country in the world that doesn't use such a system. Every league in every sport in the world. Yeah, that's because the sport you're talking about is soccer, and soccer is not a predominant, and it wouldn't work. I don't even find it interesting and stuff. These are set teams. These are teams that have been around for some of them over 100 years since they started. So yeah, if the U.S. is the only country, well, that's the U.S.'s choice. Because these are all privately owned teams, and it's just the way the league is set up. What you're suggesting would never float. Okay, I don't even think it would be brought up because it's just the fact that they get kicked out of the league. All these teams, there's a lot of good players. Okay, now the USFL, which is another football league, the United States Football League is a professional American football minor league. Okay, so there is a league below that players. The inaugural 2022 regular season was played. Yeah, this year's it was all in Birmingham, Alabama. Let's see. I think this year. Let's see. I'm not sure when it's going to start. Let's see. When is the USFL starts? 2023. The 2023 season. I'm checking this right now. Oh, I don't want that. Let's see, maybe later. It's not. This page isn't giving me any answers here. When? But the USFL, it's a lower league, so a lot of the players on these teams, and these teams are going to try. The way it works, they try and get the best players there, Tom. They try and play. They try and win games. If they don't, they just change their personnel. So if you're a player on any one of these teams, you're going to get kicked off if you don't play well. And usually, to give a football player a second chance, they go to the USFL, which is the United States Football League. It's a notch below the NFL. They do have that league, but to do what you just suggested, I can't see that flying. I don't really agree with it. It's too complicated. The NFL is complicated enough in some cases and stuff. It sounds like that's something they do with soccer and rugby, as far as that goes in some cases. But then again, there are some NFL football teams that they weren't making good progress where they were at, so they upped and moved. And such is the case as the Oakland Raiders. They left Oakland, and now they're the Las Vegas Raiders because there's more of a market there for them. And if you got the market there, that means more money. That means better players, and you got a chance at being in the playoffs and stuff like that. So right now, with this week, the next week 15, 16, 17, and 18, it's all about winning those games. Those are very important games for the ones that have a shot at the playoffs and stuff like that. Every game counts. So again, my football picks for week 15, I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win against the 49ers, the Vikings over the Colts, the Browns over the Ravens, the Buffalo Bills win over the Dolphins. I'm picking the Eagles to win over the Bears, the Jets to win against the Lions. I don't know about that one. The Panthers to beat the Steelers, the Chiefs over the Texans, the Saints over the Falcons, the Dallas Cowboys over the Jaguars, the Broncos over the Cardinals, the Raiders over the Patriots, Titans will win against the Chargers, hopefully, Bengals over the Buccaneers, New York Giants over the Commanders, and the Packers. I can't believe I'm picking the Packers as far as that goes. So, but that's in Lambeau Field. When I was growing up, I used to be a Green Bay Packer fan. So the Packers beat the Rams. But the Rams, they won that one. Over, but I don't think they're going to beat the Packers. So there we have it. Those are my football picks for Week 15 as far as that goes. And we've been on for 38. We're going to 40 minutes here. And that's it. I want to say thank you very much for Tomer Games. Thank you very much for being in the chat. Greatly appreciated. And interesting perspective as far as what you were suggesting there at the end there as far as it's interesting, but I just don't think that would fly and stuff like that. But I want to say thank you also for letting me know who's in the final for the World Cup as far as that goes. Again, I haven't really been following that much of the news of what's been going on in the World Cup as far as that goes, as compared to the NFL as far as that goes. Because here in the United States, it's baseball. After baseball season's done, it's football. I'm not getting too much into the basketball. Basketball season's going. I don't know. Basketball is not appealing to me, and I don't really care too much for hockey. I do think in the soccer realm there is another. Isn't there another? What do you call the World Cup? Another tournament, a high stakes tournament for soccer. I don't know if it's something that's going on over in Europe. I think I saw something a couple weeks ago when I was still sort of half-ass watching the United States. And actually, I don't think I've watched too much. I really didn't watch a full game of soccer as far as that goes. I think the last time I watched a full game of soccer was the World Cup a couple years back. I watched the U.S. women's team win. I think it was for the first time or something like that. So, but this is now that's a sport. They do have. I think they do have women playing football. There's women playing football in colleges and stuff like that. In some positions. But the NFL, these guys, they make me look like a midget, and I'm 6'5". And some of these football players, they're monstrous. They couldn't run up that. They couldn't do that. What did you say they ran? There's no way they could do 10 to 15, 7 to 10 miles going up and down the soccer field, Tom. Because football, American football, they do the play, and it lasts a couple, a minute, less than a minute. But then they got to get reset. They get in the huddle. They get their play, and then they run the series there. The next World Cup is in the U.S. Oh, is it? Okay. Do you know what city it'll be in, Tom? What city got the next World Cup? I didn't realize the U.S. Let's see, World Cup in U.S. Let's see what Google says. World Cup in USA. Oh, that didn't take. How come it didn't take? Hang on. World Cup in USA. Let's see what that says. 2026. Host city announce. Yeah, the 2026 World Cup. Okay, host cities are going to be Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, New Jersey. So when they say New York, New Jersey, that means the Meadowlands. That's where the New York Jets and the New York Giants football play. So that's in 2026. So we're going to have Atlanta, Los Angeles. That's a big market there. So Miami and all those cities, they have good soccer. Yeah, MetLife. Yeah, the MetLife Stadium there actually it's in Jersey. So, but see, when you get down there in New York City, New Jersey, New York, it's all the metropolitan area and down there and stuff. The two different states, but so that's going to be interesting. I didn't even know that either. So thanks again there. That's something to look forward to. Again, hopefully the U.S. team will do a little bit better than they did. I still don't understand that first round. You know, how the U.S. got to where they got to the knockout. I guess they call it the knockout round. And I don't think they won a game, but they still move forward. The U.S. is already automatically qualified as host. Oh, does that make them to go right into the knockout round? Because you got the preliminary and then the knockout round. The knockout round I can understand. It's you either win or you lose. There's no tie or anything like that. But the first round you can tie, and because I didn't understand that. Well, we did win a game. We beat Iran, I guess, or something like that. So it's just interesting. It's some very interesting rules with the World Cup soccer as far as that goes. But okay, Tom, let's see. You got 3 points for a win and 1 point for a draw. Oh, okay, so you get a point on the point system. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that as far as that scoring. I'll have to study up on it before 2026, right? Okay, hey, again, Tom, thank you very much for being here in the chat. Let's see, the best two teams with the most points go to the next round. Okay, gotcha. Okay, it's a point thing. See, I didn't realize that. I might have thought that, but I remember maybe years back or something like that, but I didn't realize that until you just said that. So, but Tom, I have to go now. I have to exit stage left here. We've been on for 45 minutes. And I gotta spend some evening time here with the missus, and she probably heard that and says, "No, you're gonna spend some time watching TV." But I did have a long day at the day job, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it, wrap this up here. And again, Tom, thank you very much for being in the chat. You're a very good chat person in the chat there. I really appreciate that. And some teams are tied on points, then it goes to goal difference. Okay. All right. Thank you for that insight on the world of soccer. Here on the football picks for me, Rich Roberts, at Fireman Rich here on Twitch, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter, where I tote myself as a social media observer, social media enthusiast. In other words, I like playing on this thing called the internet. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. So we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. Again, thank you, Tom. You have a great one where you're at over there in Germany. And I'll be seeing you all, if you're watching this on the replay over on Rumble or YouTube, thank you very much also. And I'll be seeing you on the next Twitch broadcast right here. And you all have a great one. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks.